Family. No matter how close or estranged its members might be, every person is part of one.
Family means everything.
Pretty much everyone in this town is somehow related. Kinda weird.
The intertwining branches of a family tree are complicated and tell a story all their own, especially when the tree is rooted deeply in the enchanted forest.
We have quite the family tree now.
Let's take this family, for example. The Charmings. Since they always seem to find each other no matter what world they're in, the roots and branches of their tree weave together to form a convoluted family fairy tale you'd need a leather-bound book to keep track of.
Grandpa?
Suppose so.
Prince Charming, also known as Prince James, who was not really a prince, nor is his name really James, took the place of his twin brother.
James, who is, no longer with us.
And we never met his father, but his stepfather, of course, was King George.
See, King George had made a deal with the boy's struggling mother to let her keep her land in exchange for one of her newborn twins. Luckily for the king, the original James was still under warranty when he met his untimely end. So Rumpelstiltskin had Charming step into his brother's place. In what must have been a shocking turn of events for all, Charming successfully slayed a dragon, saved Midas's kingdom, and won the hand of his daughter Abigail, who was really in love with this guy, who was cursed to be the perfect trophy husband. It all worked out, though, since Charming was just not that into Abigail. It was a chance encounter with a thief who happened to be Snow White, who happened to be a princess, but like a real princess, that set Charming on his path toward happily ever after.
I'm not sure Ancestry.com could figure out this family tree.
Snow White was born on a cold winter's day.
Snow's parents are Eva and Leopold.
The books will say Queen Ava was a pinnacle of virtue her entire life, but books are for nerds, and Ava had a history with Cora.
Cora's my stepmother's mother, so she's my step-grandmother. And she was the lover of my grandson's grandfather on the other side.
As the miller's daughter, Cora learned to spin straw into gold, after some sexy instruction from Rumpelstiltskin, of course.
Let's keep going.
What followed years later was Ava's untimely and not at all mysterious death.
Cora poisoned her with magic, which is kind of impossible because magic isn't a poison.
Cora then played matchmaker for her own daughter, Regina, and the bereaved King Leopold. Never mind that Regina was already in love with the smoldering stable boy, Daniel. On a tip from Snow, Cora crushed the two lovers' hearts. One figuratively, the other literally. Ew. Leaving Regina to marry Leopold and become stepmother to the little brat that tattled on her plan to elope.
Are you mad?
These events started a complicated family feud that would last a really, really long time.
This family tree is one that definitely needs to be drawn out so we can all just keep track of everything.
So, fast forward a few years and the Charmings gave birth to Emma. Oh my god, never. Rumpelstiltskin prophesized Emma to be the badass savior who would break a terrible curse that was about to be cast upon the land by the evil queen, who we will remember as Regina. So Emma and, because Geppetto was a concerned parent, Pinocchio were sent through a magic portal, tree, that safely whisked them away to a world with no magic and no happy endings. You know, our world.
My character is still struggling with the fact that she didn't get to raise her own daughter.
After some miserable years in the foster system, Emma met Neil, a roguishly handsome thief for whom she fell head over heels before he unceremoniously split. After some urging from an all-grown-up Pinocchio and his mysterious typewriter, leaving her with the keys to a beat-up VW Bug and a big old baby bump.
There's just numerous layers to Neil and Emma's relationship.
She kept the car, but not the kid, who somehow found his way into the home of Mayor Regina Mills of Storybrooke. Yes, that Regina.
Henry's evil step-grandmother.
His stepmom.
My step-grandmother.
My family's a bit kind of all over the place. I don't know where I stand anymore. I'm conflicted.
Now, if you've been paying any kind of attention to my story, you've noticed Rumpelstiltskin has popped his scaly, unmoisturized face in quite a lot. And while he may be the dark one, he too has a family.
Neil's parents are Gold and Mrs. Gold, Mrs. Rumple. What was her name?
My father, Rumpelstiltskin, had me with Mila.
Back before he became a dagger-carrying hobgoblin, Rumpelstiltskin and Mila had a mop-headed kid named Balefire, Bay for short. Rumpel loved Bay, and Bay loved his parents, but obviously Mila didn't care too much for either one of them because she ran away with Captain Hook. I mean, come on, wouldn't you? A change in complexion and a lion's share of magic made the life of a single father easier for Rumpel, but not for Bay. Fed up with his dad's hooliganism, Bay opened a portal to the world without magic in an attempt to bring back his old man. Unfortunately, Rumpel chickened out, reneged on the only deal of his life, and let Bay slip through the portal alone. Father of the Year.
Rumpelstiltskin himself, of course, he's been searching for his own son for hundreds and hundreds of years.
In the world with no magic, Balefire grew up, changed his name to Neil, became a thief, stole a car, got the car stolen, met Emma, fell in love, and had a son.
Rumpel is Bay's father, Bay stroke Neil, who was Emma's lover, the product of that being Henry, which makes him then Gold's grandson.
Buckle up, big finish. Let's untangle Henry's family tree. Henry's parents are Neil and Emma. The evil queen is both Henry's adoptive mother and his step-great-grandmother. His grandparents are Snow White, Prince Charming, Rumpelstiltskin, Mila, and because Mila married Captain Hook, Hook is his step-grandfather too. Cora is Henry's adoptive grandmother, as well as his step-great-great-grandmother. And King George is his great-uncle's adoptive father, as well as his pretend great-grandfather via various acts of subterfuge. James is either Henry's great-uncle or his grandfather, depending on which James you're talking about. And Charming and Abigail were curse-married for a spell, so she probably fits in there somewhere too. I am amazing. To sum up, young Henry's got 3 parents, 2 biological, 1 adoptive. Somewhere between 6 and 8 grandparents, depending on how you count. A great-uncle, a step-great-grandparent, a step-great-great-grandparent, 3 blood feuds, and claim to the thrones of at least 4 kingdoms. On your favorite procedural, they call that motive. Have fun at Thanksgiving dinner.